The objective here in this lesson is to introduce you to the reflections about the x and the y axes. Here's the first slide. We are focusing on reflections about the x-axis, and where you're going to find the transformation in the equation is a negative in front of the function. It's going to be in front. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to reverse all of the y coordinates. Reverse the sign of all the y coordinates. So the things that I want you to write down is this word here, reflections about the x-axis, is when it is in, the negative is in front, and then this right here. You're going to reverse the sign of every y coordinate. So let's look at an example. Here is an absolute value function. The parent is in the red. Y equals the absolute value of x. Okay? So we've graphed this already many times. And here are the coordinates for your parent. Now, to be able to apply the transformation of y equals negative absolute value of x, we're going to change the sign of every y value. So you're going to see here's all your parent function y's, and now we're going to negate. So this becomes now a negative 1. 1 becomes a negative 1. 2 becomes a negative 2. 2 becomes a negative 2. And then, obviously, 0 can't change signs, so that still stays at 0. Now, when we look at those ordered pairs, here's 0, 0, over 1, down 1, left 1, down 1, right 2, down 2, left 2, down 2. And that is going to reflect it about your x-axis. Imagine having this horizontal dotted line and folding the piece of paper along that. Notice that the red and the blue functions would become on top of each other. So that's our reflection. All right, the next one is when you have a reflection about the y-axis. The difference with the y-axis reflection is now the x is inside, or I'm sorry, the negative x is inside the function. And that's going to reflect it about the y-axis. Now we're going to do the opposite. We're going to reverse the sign of every x coordinate. All right, let's go ahead and do an example. So here is a parent function of y equals the square root of x. So here's y equals the square root of x. We've already graphed it out, and I'll show you the values. The square root of 0 is 0. The square root of 1 is 1. The square root of 4 is 2. All right, remember the negative powers. So here's 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 4. So there's our parent. Y equals the square root of x. Now, here is our new function. Our new function has a negative right there inside the function, underneath the absolute value. So what are we going to do? This is a reflection about the y-axis. So since it's a reflection about the y-axis, think opposite. We're going to change the signs of our x values. So here's our x's. We're going to change those signs. So opposite sign of 0 is still 0. Opposite sign of 1 is negative 1. Opposite sign of 4 is negative 4. Now these y values do not change at all. So this is still 0, 1, and 2. Now let's go ahead and graph it. So first point is 0, 0. Next point is left 1, up 1. Left 4, up 2. And there is our new graph. All right. Now imagine here is an imaginary line here. This is our y-axis. If we reflect that line about the y-axis, the blue and the red graphs would match up. They would be on top of each other. So that's how you can do reflections about the x and the y-axis. Think opposite.